is a quick look at the very rare Boss SCC-700 Sound Control Center. And I first became aware of this unit because I'm a vintage guitar synth player, and this is a not too well-known product that Roland was producing at the same time it was doing a lot of the vintage 24-pin guitar synthesizer gear. The SCC-700 basically is a 7-in, 7-out effects routing system. And even though you always see this rig pictured with what you see in front of you, which is the SCC-700 module, the foot controller, and then the case that everything fits in, Roland actually considered this to be three different components. The heart of the center, of course, is the SCC-700 itself. And on the top of this you can see there's a matrix that shows your 7 possible effects in. You can turn on and off each of the 7 effects that would be hooked up to it. You can rearrange the order of the 7 effects that you have hooked up into it. And then you can set the gain settings for each of your effects. So you could attenuate minus 18, minus 12, minus 9, minus 6, minus 3, unity gain, or pump the gain up by 3 or 6 dB. This would be the output from the effect. If you hook up, say, a chorus pedal and you don't feel like you're getting enough signal coming back from the chorus pedal, you could increase the output, or you could also attenuate the output. You can also rearrange the order of your effects. There are, on the back of the unit, several main inputs and outputs. There is the main input, which presumably was going to be for a guitar. There is a what they call the buffer output, which nowadays I think we would call a tuner output, which is basically a buffered output from the unit so that you could hook up a tuner or maybe have it drive another amp, and this would not load your main system. There's the main output, which would be the output after it goes through all the effects. And then there's the branch output, which was a separate output that you could take from any point in the signal chain. So let's say you had 5 different effects going, and let's say the last effect was a delay pedal. You could take the branch output would be the output from the first 5 effects going to 1 amp, and then you could take the main output, which would be after it goes through all the effects with a delay on it. So it's not a stereo path that you can get through this unit, but the branch output did give you the option of having a separate output at any point in the chain, and kind of gave you more options. Or if you wanted to, say, had a live sound mixer who complains about how you put too much reverb on your guitar, you could have the branch output that would come before the reverb pedal to give a dry signal to the front of house mixer, while you had your own main mix for the stage itself. The SCC-700 had 32 memory locations. There are 4 banks, and each bank you had 8 different patches. The memory on the unit is backed up using 3 AA batteries to store your settings when you have the unit turned off. So Boss's idea was you'd buy this unit, hook it up in your studio, use this to store all your different effect settings. You wouldn't have to ever repatch anything again. But a lot of folks who got this rig also chose to get the unit with the optional remote foot pedal and with the case as well. So let's talk a little bit about how the foot pedal works in the next video clip.